Hi everyone, this is Laura and welcome to my channel. Today I am really excited about today's video. I have a design team project for you, but I also have some information. I was watching my dear friend Christina, who is Crafty Paws here on YouTube, and she just made the most beautiful Valentine's Day cards using some of our newly released dies. And of course I had to go over and show her some love and support and watch her video. And as I was watching her video, I realized that her design team project was she was making Valentine's Day cards for a worthy cause. And in seeing that video, I realized I really want to participate in this challenge giveaway. So I am doing double duty with this video. This will be a video response for Meg's challenge giveaway, Operation Valentine's for Kids, as well as my design team's project. I chose to do this today. I just saw the video yesterday, so I was up all night working on these cards, only because I just finished saying that I thought the art of making, giving, and receiving Valentine's Day cards was a thing of the past, and I didn't think that children today really participated. I made a few Valentines for my daughters. They do have crushes, both of them, on two young men in their schools, and I thought they would want to give a Valentine's Day, and one of them had told me that it's just not done anymore. So I guess because of that, people are just not participating in these things. I don't know. Maybe some people, maybe they got too old. I'm not sure. But I was tickled pink because I really wanted to make some Valentine's Day cards. I did make some for family members and for some friends. But I just wanted, I don't know. I just wanted to make some. I was in the mood to make some Valentine's Day card. I was in the mood for love. So I couldn't think of a more worthy cause than to make some Valentine's Day for some children that are not feeling so great and who could use a little cheering up. And I always say that there's nothing like a card to make someone's day. So I've made some Valentine's Day cards, and I'm hoping that in staying up and getting this video out as soon as I could, that maybe you guys can participate as well. The shipping deadline is February 8th. So you guys still have a few days to get your crafty groovy thing on and make some amazing cards, hopefully with some diamond dies, or make some amazing Valentine's Day cards for these amazing kids that so desperately would love to get a little pick me up while they're in the hospital. They could sure use the cheering up. So thank you, Mel. I thank you for the inspiration. Also, thank you for doing such a wonderful, wonderful thing. She took this on all by herself. And I'm going to have her channel in the description box below just so you can get some more information on that if you want to participate. Thank you, my friend Christina, for bringing this to our attention by making a video and her amazing cards. She did an awesome job with her cards. So without further ado, just want to remind you guys that Diamond Dies did release some of their new dies. Yay! For January, they are amazing. Just got our dies in a few days ago, guys, and they are amazing. Love, love, love them. Please remember that Diamond Dies is now available on Amazon.com as well as the Diamond Dies store. I will have all the links in the description box below. Also, Thanks Laura is my coupon code, and if you choose to use Thanks Laura in the coupon code for your order, you will receive 10% off your total purchase order. All orders $35 and more will automatically receive free shipping. So just some FYI there. And I'll have all this information in my description box if I spoke too fast or if you just walked away from your from listening for a moment. So yes, I made Valentine's Day cards, and I used these stamps again because they really worked real well with this project yet again, from Inkadinkadoo. I guess it's called the Love Ya set. And I also used my Lots of Love from Avery L. And I was super excited to use this one, guys. I purchased this not too long ago. I did not receive the dies. They're still on back order. But I do have the stamps. And this is called Hugs and Kisses. This is one of my new stamps. And these are my two little Valentine's Day stamp sets that I was able to purchase for myself, because I realized other than this set right here, I had no Valentine's Day stamps. Who does that? I mean, I have images with hearts. I always have images with hearts because all the Tilda Magnolias have hearts and the Gorgeous Girls, but I mean Valentine's Day, like made for Valentine's Day, no. So, and that's okay because we can always make it happen. So, I want to talk about this die set right here. This is the nesting ticket die set. This is one of our new releases. And this is what I use for a good majority of these cards, as well as the nesting heart set right here. So I have two nesting sets here that I combined together to create these little Valentine's Day cards. And I have to tell you guys, when I first saw this nesting set, I loved the fact that it was a nesting set. But I thought it was like a little bit on the small side at first glance. And I said to my friend Rosa, who her and I were chatting on Facebook, I'm drawing blanks on what to do with so many tickets, like what kind of projects. And then she said, well, you know, they could, because I was looking at them more for labels, jars, cards as accent pieces. And she goes, well, you know, do more framework than ticket per se. And I said, you know what? You're right. I'm just going to look at them as if they're picture frames. And as soon as I got away from that whole mindset of just making tickets, oh my gosh, then the possibilities were endless. Then I just started flying with it. And I have to say, Rosa, I was wrong. This is now one of my favorite nesting sets. And I am really into card candy and card toppers right now, and I have a feeling that's going to be a big, and you know what, I'm just going to make them, and I'll show that in a future video, because I'm caught up right now with several projects. But yeah, I have lots of plans for this die set now in my head. So this is also the Flourish swirl die. It's the swirly die. I did not use this, but it is one of the new dies, and since it's here, I thought I'd just tell you about this. So taking those stamp sets and the ticket die, and this is what I did. And I'm going to now explain why I fell in love with this die set so much. The way she staggers them, they are so close to each other. They're literally 1/8 of an inch apart, which I loved, because I realized now with this nesting set that I can work with bigger nesting set die sets, and these are still small enough that I can still, in other words, they're going to work a lot better because of their size with other sets. So I can do a lot more with them. And they're still a really decent size that they can fit most images that you have as far as stamps go, especially the largest ticket die. Now the smaller ones, no. But again, the smaller ones, I see them more like labels and stuff like that, especially this one right here. I mean, this one, I didn't do a lot of work. Like I said, these cards are for children. I wanted them clean, fast, and simple. Plus, I wanted to get them out in the mail as soon as possible. But for instance, look at this one. This one would have been a perfect little label right here. You could have put XOXO, give it some dimension, pop it up, or even something for the little bunny to stand on. I'm just in love. Every time I look at them, I'm like, oh, I could have done this, I could have done this, I could have done this. But like I said, I didn't do a lot to the cards only because I was in a rush. I want to get them out to this young lady as soon as I can. And I want these kids to get these cards. So this was all within a few hours of watching Christina's video. Right after that, I made the cards. And now I'm making the video this morning so that I can get it in the mail today before 1 o'clock. So I'm hoping the video goes well and everything else. So this is what I made. And again, using that ticket nesting set with the black, and I just used scrap pieces of papers. And there's the Happy Valentines. And again, there are a few rules about making these cards, and I encourage you to go over and watch her video so you can see what they are. And then with this little ticket set, I didn't use the one right after that. I used the one after that. So that's why you see a bigger spacing between the black and the white. Again, I fit this little guy perfectly inside that ticket. So it lends very well for images. And this is not even the largest size. This is the largest size. So I wanted to, that's why I purposely put these two here together like this, so that you can see all the little images from that stamp set fit perfectly on that ticket. And because it's a Diamond Die design team project, I did not really get into using a lot of my other dies, and again, keeping these cards simple, but I could just layer this upon more layers upon more layers. For instance, we have a fishtail banner nesting set. We also have the top note nesting set. These all would have worked really nicely with them. So I added a little twine here. Here's my little sheep guy. I added stickles around the heart. I colored everything in with my Copics. These cards are all four. I think they're, what did I make them? 4.5? No. Yeah, 4.5 by 4. So these are all 4.5 by 4. 3 3/4 by 4.5. So I thought that was a nice Valentine's Day size. And then I used another stamp set, and this is the Be Mine by Avery L. And again, not using the largest of the tickets, and also not using the second one but the third one. I wanted to give some nice borders to this little image. Again, using scrap pieces of paper, I colored it in with my Copics, and I wanted this little beehive to get sort of a little aged look to it, almost a wash, a little vibrant color, but also a little washed out. And I wanted to let the little bee look like it was washed out. I do have this on, I did pop it up for dimension, and I popped up the little bee, and I have some little bling on the corners. Here's another one, same idea. I have these little cutouts, these little heart cutouts that I glued and added stickles to. Again, I have the little center popped up. And then on the inside, like I said, clean, fun, fast, simple little Valentine's Day cards. And for this one, I just left the ticket as a single layer. I did not do them in multiple layers. For this one, I did use 2 different layers, but I offset it a little bit so you can see how that looks as well. Again, I really feel that these would be great for labels, jars, Project Life, those pocket letters that everyone's doing, even the Flip It Pen Pal books that people are doing now. These would make great little pockets too. I have so much card candy I want to get done. And then this one, I decided to do the staggering 3 layers so you can see exactly how beautiful they do nest. They are just, oh my gosh, I love them now. And I love how pretty and all the dimension that this gives. It really draws the eye to the image in the center. And I did fussy cut the little image. Again, colored it in with my Copics, added some ribbon and some bling. And I used the same stamp on the inside for all of them. And then here I used the little ticket for my sentiment, because I accidentally dropped the stamp when I was trying to stamp it out, and I kind of made a boo-boo after I already made the card. I wasn't trying to do the card over, so I just put a little ticket there, gave it a little added dimension, and got out of that one. So And those were the cards I made using the nested ticket die set. And then these I just made with the Diamond Dies nesting heart set. And again, nice and simple. I fussy cut the little piggy and I stamped some little hearts, colored them in with my Copics. And then here I have one of the little, this is the smallest of the nesting set from Diamond Dies. And then this little guy, I just wanted to share him. I didn't use any dies on him. I just wanted an extra card in there. Okay, now these are the ones that I made that were heart-shaped. And I have a little tutorial for you guys as well. And, you know, this might not be anything. This is not rocket science. This might not be anything new, but this was asked of me by one of my subbies, which is why I'm going to get into that. So these are my little heart-shaped cards. And again, I use my Diamond Dies nesting die set. I did layer them, and I did pop them up for dimension for the kitties. And then these are all hinge cards. And then on the inside, again, using all my Diamond Dies heart die. This heart die set. Oh my gosh. If you guys, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. You get 8 dies. And the largest one, you can make a mini album out of this. This is how ginormous this die is. If you're going to invest in a heart die set, right here, doesn't get better. It does not. And I love the fact that they are so large. These cards are 4x4 cards, and this is one of the smaller of the dies. I think this is the 3rd or the 4th smallest one. And look at how pretty the cards come out. I just love them. And I love this one. I think I said that in a previous video. It says, be mine or else. I would still say that to my husband. You're mine or else. And then I have this little guy here. And I just love him. And I did him with green paper, because Valentines come in green and blue as well. And I thought this would be nice more for like a boy. Not too girly, because I can't help it. They all came out girly. All right, so why do I have these here? Oh my goodness, I forgot her name right now. But on the heart embellishments and the heart cards that I made in a previous video, one of my subbies that watched the video asked if I could explain to her how is it that I made a hinged card and you don't see the hinge and the front looks like a perfect heart. And clearly, when you look at the card, you see that the tops are cut off. It is a hinge card. So she wanted to know, hey, how did you do that? So I tried to explain it through email or texting, messaging. But I don't know. I am not a very, I'm not a good talker. I don't explain well. I'm not a really good teacher. I really am not. I can confuse anyone. I am a visual learner, and I know a lot of my friends are as well. So I decided at the end of this video to share with you exactly how I did that. And then maybe if you saw it, then my explanation might make sense. So like I said, this nesting set, if I'm not mistaken, I think I took the 3rd. Yes, it was the 3rd. I thought it was the 3rd or the 4th. The 3rd largest one. And what you want to do is you want to take your cardstock and you just want to, where the card folds, you want this a little bit above when you cut it. And that's what I did there. I put a little bit above this here. So when it rested on my cutting mat, it was like down here like that. And then I cut it out. And now you have your hinge card. So I know you know how to do this part. This part is not your problem. The problem is the front. So I cheat. Let me show you how I cheat. After you do this part, you want to cut another heart from the same die cut that you cut the card in the same color of the same cardstock that you use. So if you cut this out in black, you want this one to be black. If you cut this out in red, you want this one to be red. You cut this using the 5th of the smallest, you want this to be the 5th of the smallest. If you cut this one using the largest, you want this one to be the largest. All right, so we got that. Now, depending on what you're going to do with the front of your card, I want it all covered in pattern paper. So I'm going to attach my pattern paper to this now before I put it on the card, only because it makes it easier for me with my with the pattern paper that I'm using. So now I'm going to attach this, and I always work from the bottom up because for me that's easier, and that's on there nice and good. You see, you don't see any of the little lines, although I do have a little glue, and you can clean that off later. So now this is the cardstock and the pattern paper, so it's nice, it's thick, it's strong, it's sturdy. Now I'm going to glue, I'm going to add some adhesive to this, and I'm going to do this all over the edge of the card as well as the center, because I really need this to glue down really well. You can also use a liquid glue that will give you some wiggle room. Quick dry, you can also use, you can use anything, any kind of glue, it doesn't matter. So now what I do is I don't open it. You could open it like this. I don't. I leave it like this. Now I'm going to glue this onto the front of my card. Again, starting from the bottom and then working my way up. And now you can't see the hinges because they're white. They're completely covered and it looks like a perfect little heart. And while this is in this, while this is like this, I'm sorry, while this is, before I glue this down, I forgot to tell you, I take two pieces of the pattern paper, the one for the outside and the one for the inside. Before I glue the top layer on, I take the pattern paper that I already cut out and I put it up against my die cut heart, which it would be easier if you saw it this way. Make believe this top layer is not here and you're still seeing the hinges. What I do is I take my pattern paper, I put it right up against it, and as you can see where I cut it, and I cut it so that it is the exact same shape of my hinge card. And then on the inside, so that you don't see the white, now this fits perfectly because I cut it to the same size of the hinge. So when you open the card, it does look like the card is complete. It doesn't look like there's a hinge. You don't even see the white cardstock. And another tip is that if you add another die cut to the center of this card, the eye, when it opens up the card, instead of being focused up here, it will focus immediately to the center and you will automatically see the roundness up here. So it'll fool your eye into believing that this is just as round because you automatically assume that whatever shape this is also the same shape. And I hope I am making sense. So I'm going to attach that pattern paper. And again, I apologize, I forgot that step. You want to cut this inner heart, you want to cut this out before you glue that top layer onto the front of the card. And here we go. I don't know why I always have to look at things sideways. See, and because I cut it to the exact same shape as the front of my card, it cut off perfectly, so you don't see the white cardstock. And now when I add this piece in here, it's going to look like it is a full, oops, I banged my camera, sorry about that. This is going to look just like a complete heart, so that when you open it, you fool the little eye into believing that everything is perfectly cut. And since I'm already here with you guys, I just want to thank everyone for stopping by today. And I want to thank all the new subscribers that have come to my channel within the last couple of months. I sure hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you guys have any special requests, lately I've been getting a few, but if you have any requests at all, if you want to see me make something or do something, or if you want to ask me any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And I just want to thank you all for supporting the Diamond Die store and our Facebook group page as well. Also, all done. Now I just have to decorate it, bling it out. This one I didn't do dimensional. I left it flat. Again, I think this one would be great for a little boy, so I think I'm going to leave it like this. I'm not going to do much more to it, except for maybe add some stickles and maybe a little bling. I love heart-shaped, not just heart, but any shaped card other than square or rectangle. I just think they are so cute and different. And I am just so excited to make some Valentines, finally. Someone who wants Valentine's Day cards. So guys, go on over to Mel's channel if you can. Show her some love and support. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.